Okay, another type of memory is flash memory, which is also non-volatile, which means it can be and it can be erased electronically and it rewritten. For example, your USB has flash memory chips. So these flash memory chips also store data and programs on mobile devices and peripheral devices, and most computers use flash memory to hold their startup instructions because in that way it will allow computer to update the contents easily. For example, whenever your computer changes from standard time to daylight savings, usually in foreign countries, so the content of flash memory chip and that is on the real time clock, it changes automatically and the new time gets updated. So flash memory chips also store data and programs on many mobile devices, smartphones, portable media players, printers, etc. So flash memory chips that store a computer startup information, it uses the CMOS technology, which we will see in the later slides. So this CMOS is the battery backed memory chip. So this CMOS technology uses battery power to retain information. So some RAM chips, flash memory chips, and other memory chips use this CMOS, which stands for complementary metal oxide semiconductor technology, because it provides high speed and it consumes very little power. And so this battery backed CMOS memory chip can keep the calendar, date, and time current even whenever your computer is off. Due to this CMOS, whenever you will turn on the computer, you will see the current time, current date, and the flash memory chip will also, that are using the startup information, they also use this CMOS technology often. Access time shows the total time that your processor will take to read from memory. That is, whenever it requires to read the data or instructions from memory. So how much time will it take is known as the access time, and this time is measured in nanoseconds. So computer access time directly affects how fast your computer processes data. For example, accessing data in memory can be more than 200,000 times faster than accessing data on the hard drive because of the mechanical motion of the hard disk. So we say that memory is faster than the hard drive, and today's manufacturers use variety of terminologies to state these access times. For example, this millisecond, microsecond, nanosecond, and picosecond. Some companies use fraction of a second, and nanosecond is also used. Okay, you don't need to remember all of these, just get the idea that access time is made in these sort of seconds. Then we have an adapter card that is built in today's computers. Although all these today's computers, they have all the necessary functionality, but you might need to upgrade your system. For example, you would like to play games on your desktop, and for that you may need to have a good video card. So for that you will a video card is an adapter card, sound card is an adapter card. It is actually a circuit board, a small circuit that enhances the function of any component of your desktops or your server system, and it will also provide connection to the peripheral devices. So you might use any of these adapter cards, or your mobile computers use the USB adapters. So these sound cards and video cards, they are very popular adapter cards. So sound card will enhance the sound quality of your computer, and the video card will enhance the video quality of your computer, and they are added to the expansion slots. These adapter cards are actually hold by that expansion slot. So expansion slot is a socket on your motherboard. Let me show you. These are some of the adapter cards that we use. Modem, network, sound card, TV tuner, USB, video capture, Bluetooth, etc. Sometimes all the functionality is built in the adapter card, and sometimes you may need a cable to connect the adapter card to the device. For example, your digital video camera, because it is plugged outside the computer, so you may need um, a cable to connect it. Okay, so USB adapter enhances the functions of a mobile computer, or it also provides connections to your peripheral devices. And because they are smaller in size, mobile computers typically do not have the expansion slots. Your laptops may not have an expansion slot, so you can purchase a USB adapter and you can plug it directly into the USB port. So USB adapter can be used to add memory, to add communication, to add multimedia and storage capabilities to your mobile computers. That is, you can add an external hard drive. Uh, a USB flash drive is a common USB adapter. You are familiar with it, and it will provide your computer and mobile devices with some additional storage as long as it is plugged in. The moment you will unplug it, it will no longer save your data. So your adapter card require you to open the system unit and install the card on the motherboard. But with the USB adapter, with because they are removable, these are removable devices. You can change it without having to open the system unit. So this feature will allow you to insert and remove a device while the computer is still running. So you might have seen that option of unplugging or ejecting the USB. Make sure you stop or eject the device before removing it if it asks for. Okay, so if you ever have opened up your desktop, you might have seen the wires, the cables. These broad wires, they are known as buses. So a computer processes and stores data, as we have already discussed, as in the form of bits. And these bits are understandable by your computer. And these bits are transferred internally within your computer, within the circuitry of your computer along the electrical channels that are the buses. So a bus allows the various devices both inside and attached to the system unit to communicate with one another. So these buses are used to transfer bits from your input device to memory, and from your memory to processor, and from processor to memory, and from memory to output device. As we have seen that figure already, that your keyboard is an input device, so it will send the data, it will send the input to the memory. Memory will transfer it to processor. Processor will transfer it to, after doing the processing, it will transfer it to output device or to storage device, and every data will be transferred in the form of bits through these buses. So buses are of two types. One is the data bus and one is the address bus. A data bus, as the name indicates, is used to transfer the actual data, and the address bus is used to transfer information from where that data has arrived and where it should reside in the memory. So data bus contains all the data, and address bus contains the address from where that data has actually arrived. Okay, with buses comes the concept of bus width and word size. Bus width is actually the size of the bus, which will determine the number of bits that your computer can transmit at one time. For example, if you have your computer has a 32-bit bus, it means it can transmit only 32 bits at a time. So 8 bits make up a byte. So 32 bits means it will transfer 4 bytes at a time. So the larger the number of bits, the faster the computer transfers the data. So if we have a 64-bit bus, it means it will transfer 64 bits at a time from one location to another location. So in most computers, then we have the word size. Word size is the number of bits your processor can interpret and execute at a given time. So in a 64-bit processor, in most computers, the word size is the same as the bus width. So every bus, every computer with a larger word size means it can process more data. जितना बड़ा word size होगा उतना ज़्यादा data process होगा. ठीक है? So in the same amount of time. And if your computer has a smaller word size means it will process small data at one time. And then every bus also has a clock speed, just like your processor has a clock speed. So that will be measured in hertz. So higher the clock speed, faster will be the transmission of data, which will result in running of the programs very fastly. So computer might have these three types of buses: a system bus, a backside bus, and an expansion bus. So system bus is also known as front side bus. It is part of your motherboard and it will connect your processor to main memory. Backside bus will connect processor to cache memory, and expansion bus will allow the processor to communicate with the peripheral devices. But usually we as a computer professional we use the term bus for the system bus only. So these are those definitions that I have just discussed. Then we have power supplies and batteries. So many personal computers they have plugged in standard wall outlets which supply alternating current um, of 115 volts to 120 volts. In Pakistan we have 120 volts. So this type of power is unsuitable to use with a PC or mobile device, which requires a direct current ranging from 5 to 15 volts. So we need a power supply to convert it. So different motherboards and computers they require different wattages on the power supply. So if a power supply is not providing the necessary power, computer will not function properly. So that power supply will be required to convert that to the required capacity of the computer. So built in your power supply is a fan which will keep the power supply cool, just like your processor has a fan to keep it cool. So some have variable speed fans that may speed up the speed up the fan speed or slow down the fan speed or stop running. Depends on the temperature of the case. So many new computers they have additional fans near these components. For example, as we already discussed that your processor has the fan, hard drive may have a fan near it, and some ports also require it. Some users install more fans to help dissipate that heat generated by the components of the computer. Okay, this is the power supply of a desktop, and this is the laptop adapter. So this adapter actually converts the high voltage of 120 volts to 5 to 10 volts, whatever is required by your laptop. So this if this adapter gets is not working properly, it may not be able to convert your alternating power into DC power. Okay, so your mobile computers and devices can run using either a power supply or a battery. So if you remove the battery, they can directly be used with the help of the power supply. So batteries are rechargeable lithium-ion batteries. But there are some mobile devices and computers For example, if you have an ultra thin laptop, it may not have a removable battery. But if you have and your ultra thin mobiles, they also not do not have a removable battery nowadays. um, but if you have a big size laptop, it has a separate battery. Okay, with this, our chapter 6 also has completed. Thank you so much.